Those storms firing up off to our west in parts of Oklahoma City, northwest Oklahoma. Those are all going to be working their way our direction. It's going to take some time. I really think probably 1 a.m. at the earliest for our East Oklahoma counties, more likely between about 2 and 4 a.m. this morning. This is what we're looking at area-wide. We're quiet right now, but those storms are isolated at the moment. They're expected to become a bit more linear, a squall line expected to be moving our direction. That part of the area does have a tornado watch. It runs until 1 o'clock this morning. Closest county included in that watch to us is going to be Delaware County there in northeast Oklahoma. Well, I don't suspect a tornado watch necessarily, and I guess I shouldn't necessarily try to predict what the Weather Service is going to do, but I'll tell you, I think we might have a thunderstorm watch issued for our area. Wind's going to be the primary concern. As those storms become a bit more linear, it's going to be more prone to producing some damaging straight line winds. This is about 1:30 in the morning. You can see that line of storms starting to come together. We're really going to want to watch those Boeing segments. That's where you can get a big push of straight line winds to come out pretty much on top of us by 3 o'clock in the morning. So give or take an hour or so on either side. These are weakening on approach. They're just probably not going to weaken quick enough to avoid that entire severe weather threat. The further east they get, the more they fall apart, less of a concern they're going to be. Some scattered showers through about 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then we'll have to watch for a couple of isolated spotty showers closer to about 7 o'clock tomorrow. Most of your morning's probably going to be fine, but there's going to be a second threat materialize probably tomorrow afternoon. We'll work our way up to that. This is for overnight tonight through to early tomorrow morning. This is that squall line moving through. Our tornado threat is low. This brown color, it's low. That's where you would find it. Hail threat is going to be in the elevated category, yellow. I really think it's going to be our damaging wind potential. We're talking straight line winds, 70 to potentially as high as 80 mile per hour winds. Is that going to be common? I don't think so. I think it's probably going to be somewhat isolated, but that's the ceiling, if you will, for what we're looking at. Now tomorrow, this is the overall severe weather potential. Level 1 in green, level 2 in yellow, level 3 here in orange. That does include a large majority now of our eastern portions of the viewing area. This has been slowly being shifted back off towards the west throughout the course of the last 24 hours as our storm system overall is slowing down. Now, while that of course tells us that the ingredients are going to be there for some severe weather, that doesn't necessarily guarantee it's going to happen. Here are the hazards tomorrow. Our tornado potential low across West Arkansas. Now we do get into Johnson, Logan, and Scott County. It bumps up to elevated. Large hail tomorrow is going to be a concern for us. Damaging straight line winds is also going to be one of our main concerns. So we'll have to be tracking all these storms pretty closely. Here's where I have some good news, and I don't put a lot of hope into it. This is Futurecast for tomorrow. This is 3:30 in the afternoon. It has these supercells developing just outside of our viewing area. That may not be entirely precise, right? They may very well develop just off towards the west in our viewing area, so we'll have to watch closely tomorrow, but there's a chance maybe we don't get in on any of the action. Certainly the further east you go, we've got more concerns. Our storm fuel is going to look like this. It pretty much drops to 0 by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then with daytime heating tomorrow, that approaching cold front, we start to see some high storm fuel. Does that guarantee storms? No, not necessarily, but it does mean that should a storm develop, it would probably become severe. We just hope at this point they develop just off to our east. Certainly too close for comfort. For that reason, we'll call for a weather impact alert for tomorrow. Really think the timing for tomorrow's storms, I'm not talking tonight's, but tomorrow's storms likely going to be between about 12 noon and 5 p.m. We'll have to also circle Wednesday on your calendar of next week for additional chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Lots of additional opportunities behind that if I don't trip over myself. We're getting into a really active spring pattern. I think we could see a decent amount of rain over the next 10 days. I'm thinking about 2 to 4 inches will be common for some of us, which is good, Rachel. We really need the rain, really need it, and hopefully we can get it without the storms, but that's asking for a lot this time of the year.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just been really windy lately. Like these winds have been very harsh.
It has been. Forecaster Joshua Weisel actually did some research and found that we are definitely seeing more windy days than we typically see this time of the year.
All right, well, that's good to know. Yep. Thank you so much, Scott.